Good evening, America. I am Eric Little. It is the 9th day of October 2020. There are 25 days left in the general election in the United States. I am near my home in Southern California this evening, and this is the plain truth. Transparent. Most of you know what that word means. It simply means something you can see directly through, like your car windows, as opposed to, say, translucent, which is you can see through it kind of, but the shapes are kind of manipulated. Like a lot of you have sliding doors in your showers, and you can see that there's somebody in there, but you can't see everything. And then you have opaque, something you can't see through at all, a brick wall. The reason why I bring this up is because transparency, the ability to see everything, is most important in our government. When they're doing nefarious things, they're hiding things, they're coming up with schemes, they're not serving us. People like Donald Trump and Mike Pence need to be reminded that they work for us, not the other way around. Nobody's seen Donald Trump in person in 4 days. He's been on he coughed his way through a Sean Hannity interview. You know, he's been on the phone with different Fox News hosts here and there, coughing and hacking. But no one has seen him live and in person. Add that to the fact that Mike Pence was supposed to fly to Indiana yesterday to vote in person, you know, big photo op. That was abruptly canceled. Nobody knows why. And he was rushed back to Washington, D.C. Now, I don't want to speculate because of his red eye the other day, even though that's a symptom of COVID, that there are people who say he may have COVID. When you don't tell us anything, you leave us to speculate. We don't know if he has COVID. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's there because Donald Trump's condition is worse than he's letting on and he needs to be on standby. Maybe, they're about to announce something, good for the American people. We don't know. That's the whole point. No transparency. This is the most opaque administration that we have ever had. We can't believe anything. We don't know anything. They're always up to something rather than just working hard for the American people. One of my daughters once said, after she had gotten in trouble, that, well, what if I don't take my allowance? What if I, only get the things that I need? And, can I make up for this and that? And I said, you could do all of that, or you could just behave yourself. I mean, this is what Donald Trump is up to now. He's, well, if they do this, well, if Bill Barr would arrest the people from the last administration, if the media would stop blaming me for everything, if they would give me good coverage, if they would stop talking about Russia, we could do all that, or you could just behave yourself. You could do your job. You could work for the American people. You could put in the work to do what's necessary to help, especially in these times. All you need to know about the character difference between these two men. If you watch yesterday's show, I talked about this plot that the FBI foiled to kidnap and murder the Michigan governor. Joe Biden called her to say, hey, how are you? How's everything? What can I do to help? Can I send you some of my Secret Service men? Whatever. Donald Trump didn't call. Instead, he went on a radio show to criticize her even more and basically saying it's her fault for not opening up the state. Now, what political interest did he think she had for keeping barbershops and gyms and things closed? There's nothing good in that politically. She did it because she thought it was the best course of action to keep her citizens safe. You have to always look at somebody's motives, not whether or not they did anything wrong. I disagree with just about everything George Bush did, but I never questioned his motives. I thought he was doing the right thing. you know, I used to have this argument all the time when Barack Obama was president with some of my Republican friends. I have a cousin who's big time Republican. And he's always talking, he's using all these Fox talking points about Obama and what he's doing and what nefarious thing. I said, listen, you may not agree with Obama's policies, but you can't disagree that his heart was in the right place. I said, let's talk about some of the things he actually did. When he first got in, the first thing he passed was the Lilly Ledbetter Act. Basically, what that says is, you can't pay me less if I don't have a penis. That's it. Equal pay for women. I'm not saying if a man is doing more work, whatever, but if we're making widgets and you make 50 widgets a day and I make 50 widgets a day, why should we get paid different amounts? Even if you don't agree that, well, it'll hurt business, okay, but his heart is in the right place, right? You look at the Affordable Care Act, right? He was just trying to make sure everybody was covered, that there was low cost insurance for everybody. Even if you think that's wrong and it'll hurt the insurance and it'll cost more people, okay, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I'm not an insurance expert, but his heart is in the right place. He's trying to help people. I don't know if it worked, didn't work, if it partially worked, if it was good, it was bad, but he was trying to help. The most important thing to me in judging whether I'm voting for a president, a governor, or mayor, or whatever, is character. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to help people? Do you think you have good ideas and you think you can help? Or you want power just for power's sake? Bill Maher said this about cops a few months ago when we were going through the George Floyd thing. He said the biggest solution about this cop thing is in the training and psychological testing. We have to stop hiring cops who only want to be cops as payback from high school. And, you know, when he first said that, I thought, you know what? That's exactly right. These guys who couldn't get a date or whatever in high school or got picked on, they're like, I got the power now. We have to stop picking our politicians the same way. And that is the plain truth, as I see it. And I am Eric Little. Good night.